Taylor Allison Swift singing about timeshares down in Destin, Florida, is not something I thought I would ever hear with my own ears in this lifetime. But here we are, honeys. That's the Tortured Poets Department. That's Florida product placement. Hey y'all, welcome back to Tea with Brie. If you may have noticed, the tea is basically gone. The candle has seen itself out. I've just listened to the entirety of the Tortured Poets Department, or whatever the first album was. I have not listened to the second album yet. I am saving that for another moment, honey. I can't take that much. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're talking about Taylor Swift. We're talking about the Tortured Poets Department. I can't even say it. I am just overwhelmed by everything that I just listened to. I listened to the whole album. My reaction is going to be down below. I didn't include the songs in the actual reaction because YouTube is very particular about copyrights, and it basically won't let you. You never know how much of the song it will let you include before it just blocks your video. And I was like, I don't want to deal with it, sweeties. I don't want to deal with it. So I basically listened to every song, and then I included my reactions of each song. And everything is timestamped. This is a video where it's very important to look at the timestamps. I'm going to put them in a comment. I'm going to put them in the description so you can skip around to your faves and see what I thought. But before we get into the actual reactions, I want to talk about the album overall. I want to talk about theories. I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about the fact that the tea of the day is, again, a beautiful mint chamomile. And it has really got me through. Also, look at this teacup. My mom got it for me. Shout out to my mom. But basically, y'all, again, like, I'm just not mentally well after listening to all that. I feel shocked. I really do feel shocked. I feel shocked. I feel confused, and I feel a lot of things, but we're going to talk about it. But first, I want to talk about the two theory. Now watch your girl turn into the smuggest woman who ever lived, because I was right about this, y'all. I caught this shit mad early. On February 5th, 2024, right after Taylor announced the Tortured Poets Department, she was giving her speech at the Grammys, and she specifically went like, and there's gonna be, she said something like two, and she like held up this hand. Now, all y'all been catching on to it by the end, but that's too late. I've been on it since February 5th. I'm gonna drop the original clip below where I talk about the two theory, so you don't have to fact check me, I'll fact check myself. So I told you before how like I thought it was important how she was like, there's gonna be two, I've been working on this for 2 years when she did her announcement of the album at the Grammy. But I am wondering, she said two. That could mean, is this like a 2-part album? Is it gonna have like a sister album? So how does it feel to be better than everyone, Janet? Well, Brad, it feels great. It was a double album, full disclosure, double album. As I said earlier, I have not listened to part 2 of the album. I don't even know what we're calling that part. I mean, it's only been a couple hours since it's been released. So like, is it both the Tortured Poets Department? Is one like TTPD 1, the other's TTPD 2? I don't know how we're naming it. All I know is I was on that shit. Thank you to me. But again, this will only be a discussion of part 1. So let's just get into it. Let's just talk about my overall thoughts of the album. Y'all, this album was a lot. It was very unexpected. Sonically, I think I expected what it would sound like, but the lyrics, the subject matter of the lyrics, very shocking to me. I love to be surprised. Thank you, Taylor. This was a beautiful album. I feel like it is different than what she's done before. I feel like, hear me out on this, I feel like Folklore Evermore were all convoluted a bit in a way, because she was like, these are just theoretical, you know, these are just stories about different people. It's like not about me. Girl, you trying to tell me Mad Woman isn't about you flipping Scooter Braun off every time he drives by? Girl, I'll never believe it. I'll never believe it. But this album is kind of like Folklore Evermore Midnights if she had been allowed to just be like, yeah, this is my life and I'm just being real and I'm just being honest about it. I feel like You're Losing Me, we all know what was going on there. And I think a lot of Midnights, in retrospect to this album, in retrospect to knowing her and Joe broke up, like we all thought, okay, that puts Midnights in an entirely new light. But this feels like the big older sister of those. It's like more self-reflective. It's more damning in some ways because she's confessing to loving these people who then she later says like are the smallest men she ever lived. And there's a lot of reflections just about fame and about her having to perform on tour, like With a Broken Heart, and some very epic lyrics. These songs are wordy. These are not 1989 tight, brilliantly produced pop songs. I mean, the productions are still lovely, don't get me wrong, but they are not tight songs. They are lyrically, they are verbose, sweeties. They are verbose. There's so much to dig into, which is why I almost feel like you can't really appreciate the album until you listen to it like a couple times, because some different themes will stick out, different lyrics, different aspects of the production, and you'll just appreciate like all the nuanced layers. And that's what real art for me is. Let me just preach to y'all. I just feel like real art is where there's so many different layers and you can look at it and you can feel something different every time you look at it or hear it or experience it. So I appreciate Taylor, the artist in me, recognize the artist in you, game, recognize game. In terms of what emotionally I went through, it was a lot. I thought this was truly going to be, you know, hashtag Joe Alwyn is over party, but it wasn't. It was, the songs about Joe, I think, were very reflective, very much speaking of like a love that was very deep, but also a relationship that was quite toxic at points, quite codependent at different points, and something that really she tried to save again and again and again, and eventually it just wasn't. She couldn't do it again. It's like You're Losing Me, but expanded, you know? The part that really shook me to my core was how much the Ratty Healy, took up on this album. Y'all, I'm shook. I mean, he was the subject matter, I feel like, of almost more songs than Joe. I mean, Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, But Daddy I Love Him. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Clearly, the shit she felt for this man was exponentially deeper than we thought. Also, shock of the century, we got a Travis song. I could not be happier to realize we got a Travis song. If y'all listen to part 2 of the album and it's just like a Travis love fest, don't come for me because I haven't listened to it yet, but I was so happy to see that. I really, never in a million years did I think, because I figured the album had been maybe wrapped up way longer than before they had even been talking to each other, but it was a beautiful song. And Clara Bow, really a beautiful bow on the entire album. Bow, because it's like a bow on the album. Clara Bow, because she's like on Sunset and Vine. When she's talking about Sunset and Vine, You Ruined My Life. It's like the mental chess that she is playing, she's like 8 steps ahead. Beautiful album. How would I rank it within her works, you know? Evermore's my favorite Taylor Swift album, so hands up, I'm an Evermore stan for life. And I also love 1999, I love Midnight, so those are my other 2 favorites. But I feel like this felt like Folklore and Evermore grown up with a little bit of Midnights, in the respect of like Folklore and Evermore, there was something like she had to be performing behind that third wall. She was naming Betty and whatever, and like, it's not about me, y'all. That's what she was saying. But I feel like this is like the grown-up sister version of that, with a little bit of Reputation in there, because she's a little mad, she's a little goth punk moment of female rage in there. And yeah, I loved it. I can't rank it yet, like that's crazy behavior, but I'll do it anyway for you, and then I'll come back and have to re-rank it, because obviously upon second, third, fourth listens, it's gonna change a lot. I would say, I don't know, top 4 definitely top 4 albums. I can't put it any higher. I can't do anything to it yet, okay? I just need to let it sit, but definitely top 4 potential. Yeah, I just need a moment with it, y'all. I just need a moment with it. Okay, so now I wanna talk about my faves. I claimed my faves. I was so bold. I was so young and naive in my last video, where I was like, okay, y'all, let's claim our faves. Let's do it before the album comes out. And now let's see how those all turned out. Well, Taylor actually put all my faves into a giant joint, and she rolled them up and she smoked them away to nothing. I claimed that Fresh Out the Slammer was going to be a certified banger. Reader, it was not. It was a good song. It was a potential song about getting out of a relationship with Joe and then being excited about Ratty Healy, but like, it just wasn't it wasn't a certified banger. It wasn't one of my favorites. I also said Florida was gonna be a certified banger. Well, it was not, but it was a great song. So I was halfway right on that. So far I have like 0.5 points. Down Bad and Guilty as Sin, I said we're gonna be sexy, good, like delicate. Sexy, good, and slow, like delicate. I was right on that. Dead on. So I guess I have 2.5 points now. So not terrible, but definitely not a passing grade. I said the surprise sleeper hit was gonna be LOML, Love My Life. Wrong, sweetie. Wrong. Cannot even emphasize enough. And I said So Long London and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart would be ripping our hearts out. Well, So Long London definitely ripped my heart out. So Long London was absolutely a stunning, beautiful, ethereal work of art. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, the lyrics are obviously very sad and devastating, but the production makes it upbeat, so it kind of makes it harder to rip your heart out completely. What were my favorite songs on the album? Let's just go down the list. Let me pull up the album. Down Bad. Oh, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Definitely. Down Bad, definitely. So Long London, obsessed. Florida, loved it. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Obsessed. When she's just like screaming in the chorus, like, who's afraid of little old me? That might even be my favorite, but y'all, again, I must listen to multiple repeats. I also loved I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, loved The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, strongly liked Alchemy, and really loved Clara Bow for the end of the album. Damn, that's like half the album right there. But again, I think, as with any Taylor Swift album, especially the Folk Evermore era, there's a lot of growers, shall we say. So you got showers and you got growers. Showers are the songs that you love initially, right off the bat. When I heard Cool Summer, I knew it was an instant classic. That's an example of a shower. Growers are the ones where you're like, it's like 'Tis the Damn Season for me. I heard it the first time, I was like, okay. Let's do it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. I'm like, this song has burrowed its way into my psyche. This song has become a part of the fabric of the human being that I am. Definitely gonna have to make another video going into my ranking of the album, my ranking of the songs, like all of that. I'm really excited to do that. But I just wanted to get my initial thoughts out there. So those are the thoughts, those are the loves. And now I'm just gonna play my reactions to all the different songs. Again, the music isn't included because YouTube copyright, blah, 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 blah. But those are my initial thoughts. I love the album. I love you. I hope you loved it, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, I just listened to Fortnight with Taylor and Post Malone. What the literal F is happening? I looked up the lyrics because I was freaking out, and it says, I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. Girl, what? Girl, what? I mean, the vibe is extremely slow, and I feel like the lyrics are very dense. I need to unpack it. I also feel like I don't want to reduce all of Taylor Swift and her work to men. That's not what we want to do here. However, I do wonder if this is about somebody in her life, and if it is about somebody, is it about Maddie Healy, say? Because it's giving like, we touched for only for a fortnight, only like 2 weeks. Didn't her and Maddie Healy date for like basically like a month or some shit? I feel scared. I feel like the vibe of the album so far is giving like a little bit of Midnights, but with Evermore. It's like Midnights plus Evermore, plus a little bit of Reputation in that sass, in that delivery, and in that anger, and in the love and the anger. 2 sides of the same coin, baby. I'm confused about the like your husband, your wife part. It says your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her. Girl, what? Who is this about? What is this about? I'm so confused. This is a good start to the album. I can't predict what's coming. I'm stressed. I feel like, honestly, all of the songs on this album, based on literally nothing and this one song, is that I'm gonna have to listen to them like multiple times to get like a true picture of like where they rank and how much I like them. But I would say I do like this song, but I would say it's like eating a very large or a very complex piece of like food, and it's like I need a second, I need a moment to understand how I feel about it. I do also love the Move to Florida reference. Is this album sponsored by Florida? I just need to know if they gave her some money or something and they're like, product placement, sweetie, if we give you $3 million, will you talk about Florida in your music so people remember that it exists and not in a bad way? It'd be genius. It would be the smartest thing Florida's ever done, but I doubt they have the cash. Excuse me? What? Okay, just listen to the Torture Poets department. Girl, who gave you the right? The typewriter line? That he left a typewriter there from the Torture Poets department, and then she says, who uses typewriters anyway? I mean, this is, to me, in my mind, this is in no doubt reference to Joe Alwyn. If you've ever seen his GQ interview, which I've mentioned in other videos that I've done about him, he does sound very pretentious, and he does sound exactly like the kind of man who would have a typewriter. And she's like, who has typewriters anyway? And I'm obsessed with that. I'm also obsessed with the lyrics of, I laughed in your face and said, you're not Dylan Thomas and I'm not Patti Smith. Okay, I'm pretty sure Dylan Thomas is, I have not looked this up, so don't roast me, but I'm pretty sure he's that poet that's like, do not go gently into the night. And I'm pretty sure he's a famous poet. And Patti Smith is obviously an amazing writer, also has done poetry. And I feel like this is totally a reference to like Joe feeling like they're the absolute like deepest, most intellectual, mind-boggling people in the entire universe. And she's like, actually, bitch, we're just dumb and we're crazy like everybody else. I bow to the lyrics of the song. What's the acoustic, or what's the production like? I like the production. It's very slow. It's kind of very much rolling from Fortnight into Tortured Poets department right now. I mean, in terms of like lyrical vibe. This one is slightly probably more Evermore Midnights than Reputation, because it is ending on a very positive, it's like a very positive song, really. It's like basically like, it's positive, but also toxic and codependent, very codependent. She's like, who's gonna hold you like me? Who's gonna know you like me? Who's gonna control you? I peeped that one, like me. So she's definitely acknowledging that there is a lot of love and interest here, but also a lot of toxicity in the codependence. But also, I feel like it really illustrates like how down bad she was / is for this man. I mean, not is, like, I think we can say that she is. A girl has moved on. She's written 2 albums about this now, like she's moved on. But when she talks about how at dinner, she like took her wedding ring off or he took her ring off her middle finger and put it on her, like the wedding ring finger, like she was so happy. It just really shows you how like down bad and also toxic and codependent this relationship was. I'm loving this insight. Right now it's like, are we going banger city? I don't think we are. I'm imagining this is all gonna be a lot slower than I thought it was, but girl, we just have to keep going and see. Now we're getting somewhere, y'all. I just listened to track number 3. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. I have to say, this is definitely my favorite track so far. It's like 1989 plus a little bit more of the folk Evermore era, because I feel like the lyrics are hyper specific to her life. And I feel like 1989 was more like pop, bang, showmanship, and less, personal expose vibes, which she doesn't have to do by all means. However, I just appreciate how I feel like so far this record is pulling from like all these different eras of her life. And that just shows some personal growth, sweeties. She's just pulling on everything. The lyrics of this song are very personal to me, because she says that, oh, here we go again, the voices in his head. That's how she starts it off. And I'm kind of like, Joe Alwyn, is my man a little bit schizophrenic? Is he hearing and seeing things that aren't really there? I'm assuming she means that he was depressed and really anxious, which I think everybody can relate to, but it definitely feels like he was battling some demons. That's the vibe I'm getting, because this is like the 4th time she's mentioned like the voices in his head already, and we're only on track 3, so telling. But it's also very heartbreaking. It's like she was this shiny toy when he got her, and now she's broken. Like, that's pretty sad. I feel like we're getting a lot more insight into the relationship. Obviously, I think we all knew that was going to happen, but this song is different than I thought it would be. I thought it would be slower, and it turns out it is a banger. Certified banger, I'll call it if you're too much of a coward to do it. The other lyrics that were really hitting me: put me back on my shelf, but first pull the string, and I'll tell you that he runs because he loves me. Have we not all been there in a relationship where you start to excuse someone's behavior because you've been in it a while, or you're so down bad for them that you just take behavior that you know is toxic, it is, but you're kind of like, in the context of our relationship and how much I love them, like, I'm sure you just assume best intentions when best intentions should not be assumed. So Taylor girl, I relate. I love the style of this song. I hope we get more songs that are kind of like in this flow and in this vibe, but so far this shit is all unexpected to me. Everything's been turned on its head. I don't know where this is going. All I know is that, again, Joe Alwyn is over. That's all I know. And potentially also schizophrenic. You didn't hear it from me. Okay. That was number 4, down bad. Y'all, she was down bad. For real. I'm a little bit pleased, because I said that this track was going to be kind of like delicate vibes, in that it's like kind of slower but sexier. And I definitely feel vindicated about that. I definitely feel like this is very delicate, reminiscent, which is another Joe song, so it's kind of like the parallels, the genius. Some of the lyrics are kind of giving like he broke it off with her. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea what's to come, but it's kind of giving like She's like, you leave me safe, but stranded. And I'm like, maybe he was like, I'm gonna save you from myself. I'm gonna break it off with you and you're gonna be better off. But she's like, I'm not better off. I'm just broken into a million pieces. That was the last song, but who hasn't been down bad crying at the gym? Hands, please. Show of hands, please. I've definitely been there. This song really illustrates. It's called Down Bad, but y'all, I don't think we knew how down bad she was. I mean, I think we did from like Lever, from blah, 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 but our girl was truly down. Extraordinarily bad. All the songs so far are basically blatant declarations of like how crazy their love was, but it was so amazing. Another lyric that stood out was, encounters closer and closer, all your indecent exposures. Now, I'm sure, again, that this is some kind of indecent exposure in terms of him just being very honest with her, or some kind of personal vulnerability exposure. However, I'm going to throw out the theory that perhaps he was a flasher. You know, he wore the trench coat, he indecently exposed himself all the time, and he was like, I need to break up with you because I keep getting arrested and I need to keep you safe away from me because I'm flashing all these people. Y'all, it's been a night, okay? So just bear with me on these ones. Bear with me on the analysis here, but I really love Down Bad. Down Bad and My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys are my favorite so far. Probably My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys is my favorite, a little bit above Down Bad, but again, y'all, it's like you have to listen to these songs multiple times to truly rank them. So that will be a separate video, but excited for what comes next. Full body chills. Just listen to So Long London. Full, I mean, you can't see it, the goosebumps on my arms, but whoa, y'all, whoa. That, first of all, the harmonies at the beginning of the track, ethereal, God tier harmonies. Probably some of the best I've heard her voice sound on a track. That was an experience. Wow. That's probably my new favorite song. I just have to be real. It was not what I expected. I expected something much slower. That was like, after that initial harmony section, it really picked up. That was wild. I loved it. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like there was a certain urgency to the production that really delivered beautifully for the lyrics and the feelings that it must have. I feel like the production really matched like the feelings that she must have gone through, feeling like, I can't do this anymore. So I think on the last song I said maybe Joe broke up with her. I'm thinking what happened is, and this is all speculation, y'all, this is all just gossip in good fun, but I feel like he went through a lot of depression because she talks about his bluest days in So Long London. And I feel like he would probably pull away. He'd probably have these moments of just pulling away and pulling into himself. And she like kept going back every time and like pulling it back up. And she's like, no, I'm dragging us both up this hill. And then she's like, I can't do it anymore. Like, how long did you think I could do it? And I think when she finally does say like, this is enough, I'm assuming he had a reaction of like, what do you mean this is enough? Like, you've always come back and like pulled us up the hill every other time. And she's like, no, bitch, I can't do it anymore, period. Some of the lyrics that really stood out was, and my friend said it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. Every breath feels like rarest air when you're not sure if he wants to be there. Also, this song to me really feels like You're Losing Me Part 2. I feel like in You're Losing Me Part 1, we get this idea of like, I look at you with like storms in my eyes, right? And I feel like this is the almost other half of that song where we see that like, she can't keep doing this. It's not you're losing me. It's like, you've lost me. It's done. So long, London. Like, you'll find someone, I'll find someone. And she's pissed that she gave him so much time, like so much youth for free. She says it. Wow, y'all, that was a trip. That was a ride. That was one of the songs where it's like, I don't need to listen to it multiple times to know that it's a 5-star stunner. Love it. Obsessed with it. Frightened, truly frightened for what is going to come after this. Oh, okay. So that was number 6. But Daddy, I Love Him. Y'all. Someone was in love with Ratty Healy and someone is pissed off that everyone was pissed off about it. If I'm reading that track wrong, literally put me in jail, lock me up, but I don't think I am. I think she's talking about Maddie Healy, and I think she's talking about the reception that she got from all her fans and all the press and people being crazy and being like, I'm gonna unalive myself if you keep dating him. Is Maddie Healy problematic? I think we can all agree 100% and 1000% yes. Does he shower? Probably not. However, Taylor's like, I loved him, bitch, and I don't care what you say, and I'm gonna keep not caring what you say, and you can perform your dumb little stupid videos and TikToks, and I'm just gonna keep living my life and loving my life and being close to my crazy ratty boy. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was like that one slight little diss track she had to get in there at everybody. And I respect it. I respectfully receive that feedback. I feel like my dissing of Ratty Healy was pretty limited to being like, Ratty Healy's a rat and date him if you want, but like also respect. He's just another boy she dated. Like, to me, this song really comes for us. It comes for all of us. And I like that kind of reputation, the old Taylor's not here right now kind of energy. The production of the song I didn't really love, like almost like Little House on the Prairie-esque. It was giving prairie girl. It was giving horse girl. And she even mentions horse and then says girl very closely after it. And I was like, oh my God, is she calling herself a horse girl? She wasn't. Beloved, she was not. However, it was all written right there. I'm shook at this song. I probably will not keep listening to it, I'm not gonna lie. Not my favorite. I don't need a Ratty Healy defense track in my life. But I'm glad that she got it off her chest. Get it off her desk, she got it off her chest, get it off her desk. Period. This album is a trip. We're only on track 6 and there's a million more tracks and also another album that I haven't even listened to yet, so help. What? Okay, 7, fresh out the slammer. Was a girl wrong? Yes, and yes, check. I thought this was gonna be upbeat. I thought this was gonna be more like My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Girl, beloveds, I was wrong. I was incorrect. I was bamboozled. I was absolutely swindled. This song was slow. This song was like the Tortured Poets Department vibe. It was cruising at a very like steady 10,000 feet. We weren't going too high, we weren't going too low. There was some very beautiful lyricism and some very beautiful, just like her voice sounded very beautiful in some different parts. Again, we're just reiterating, like, this guy was sad. She was doing all this work for like an hour of his smiles and her friends were like, girl, literally, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm doing me. I'm in it. But now she's out of it. Now she's fresh out the slammer. I feel like the person she's talking to when she's like, I'm fresh out the slammer, now I'm running to you. She's talking about, we got another rat song, y'all. We got another Ratty Healy song. This one's very light on the rat. So it's not a full New York subway. It's more of a, Chicago street. But yeah, I'm not really sure how to feel about it. I wouldn't say I love it on first listen. It's not that I don't love it. It's just that I'm not like as obsessed with it as I was with some of the other songs. I mean, So Long London truly is still sticking out to me. I actually crave to go back and listen to So Long London again. Calling a song fresh out the slammer and just being like, I'm out, I'm away from you, I'm free, was probably very cathartic to get out and write. And applause, Taylor, you did it, girl. It feels like this was a really tough relationship that really did a lot on her mentally. Like, she really was so in it, she couldn't get out of it. Like, the behaviors that would have made her get out of it early on, she was like too far in it to do it, but eventually she was able to leave, and that's courageous and I respect it. Y'all, Florida out here having me very confused. Is Florida attempting the greatest state comeback that a state has ever attempted? Is Florida attempting the greatest comeback of all time? Now, I wouldn't say I am a Florida fan. No one's gonna say that, but I feel like the Florida product placement in this album so far is popping off. I mean, Timeshares down in Destin, I feel like she's like, I'm gonna put Florida back on the map, even though Florida was off the map because they say they hate drag queens, and who can hate drag queens? However, I don't understand the Florida product placement. I think we all thought this song was going to be like slow and more heartfelt and kind of like about when she had to perform the show that she was clearly very emotional at. I'm wondering if that is still the case. It's like I'm reading the song and I'm like, I don't fully understand what's going on. It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of like, I'm the problem also. Like, they're gonna call me a cheat. Like, I'm the issue. And was she the issue? What is she talking about? Is she talking about performing at the show? Is she talking about how you're always a guest and you don't have a home, and that's kind of like what being on tour is like? I am extremely pleased with Florence being on this song. However, that brings me inordinate amounts of joy. I was fearful, readers, that it was going to be another Snow on the Beach, Lana Del Rey situation where Lana is nigh to be heard on the entire song. However, we got a lot of Florence and I love it, but I'm confused by it. I'm very confused by it and I really like it. And there's also part of the song where it's like almost like that southern, like from like a spaghetti western or something, that reminded me a lot of Cowboy Carter. There's parts of the song sonically that did remind me so much of Beyonce's latest album. So I'm loving that and I'm confused by it. And I think I need to listen to it about 8 more times, but first reaction, I like it and I'm confused by it, and respect. Hats off to Florida, because you're truly attempting the comeback of the century, and I don't know how you got Taylor to do it, but I respect it. Ooh, y'all, guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. Wow. Okay, so first listen, it's clearly about being either in a relationship or the other person's in a relationship, but basically just like fantasizing about being with somebody else when you feel bad because you like shouldn't be doing that for whatever reason. Is this, dare I even speak it? Is this another Rat song? Is this another Ratty Healy song? I hope not. I hope that's not who she's talking to when she's talking about sheets ablaze, but girl, you gotta do you. The lyric that really stood out, let me pull it up. If long-suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. I choose you and me religiously. So she's like, take me to church. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of when she was like, the altar is my hips, and how she's equated being with someone before as like akin to like a religious experience. That was in the song False God on Lover. And I'm kind of like, ooh, maybe False God was about someone else. Maybe that wasn't a totally Joe Lover album. I think we get it. And what I really respect about this song is the kind of turn. I feel like Taylor Swift's early work, obviously when she's like a teenager, very young, was kind of like, you cheated, you're a terrible person, and you deserve to, rot. Now she's kind of like, life is complex, love is complex, feelings are complex. You can't always control them in the way that you want, and sometimes you're down bad for someone that you shouldn't be down bad for, period. It's kind of a sexy song, it's kind of a slower song, it's kind of like a down bad, like cousin. They're definitely related somehow. Would I say it's my favorite? I don't know. I think I have to go back and listen to this one a couple more times, but I do like it. Also, I didn't mention on the last thing, but Florida is a song that I love. And so my tops right now are like Florida, Down Bad, So Long London, and My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. But we got a lot to go, honey. Full body chills. Full body chills. Just listen to Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Obsessed. Obsessed. When Taylor Swift in that Time magazine interview said that Reputation was a moment of goth punk female rage, I said, girl, where? I said, girl, where? It was camp. It was everything, but it was not that. This feels like a goth punk. It's not goth or punk, but it is a moment of female rage, and that I will give you. I'm in love with this song. I absolutely love. Who produced this song? Let me go back. I think it was Jack. It was Jack. It was my boy Jack. Respect Jack, because the way she screams and snarls, who's afraid of little old me in the chorus? Yes, bitches. Yes. Beam me up, Scotty. Yes, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. At first I was like, oh, this is gonna be a kind of like part 3 or 4 of our eternal Scooter Braun dissing. But then I was like, oh, but it could be about Joe. But then I was like, oh, it could even be about the press or the media or the fans who have ruthlessly speculated on her life or like whatever. And I was just like, wow, this is actually about everybody. This is like, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? All of you should be. All of you should be. Tay Voodoo at its absolute finest. I'm obsessed. I love the sonic building of the song. It feels new. It doesn't really feel like anything that she's done before, and it feels angry, and I'm obsessed with anger. I love her angriest songs. I'm obsessed with Mad Woman. I love when she's just like, do you know what I'm saying? She's like, y'all, immediate favorite. Sometimes I didn't think I was gonna love that song, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. The title's so long. I thought it was gonna be more like emotional or whatever, but it's just like, we thought we pulled out all her teeth. No, you didn't, period. They say I put narcotics in all my songs. I guess that's why you're all still singing along. Come for me, mommy. That was big mommy energy. Love it, obsessed. What? Just listen to I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can. I swear to God, y'all. I swear to the Lords. Is this another ratty song upon us? God, please, again, discuss below, but like, am I wrong? I want to be wrong, but I don't think I am. Damn. This song would be fit very seamlessly into Cowboy Carter. This is a very Cowboy Carter vibe. I almost wish her and Beyonce had done some kind of like dual woman power, taking back country music vibe album. I mean, I know that's not right, and I know Beyonce has her own vision. They're singular artists. They don't need to be together all the time. However, since I just listened to Cowboy Carter and I'm obsessed with Cowboy Carter, it's just feeling very in that vibe. What can I say? What can I say other than, damn, if this is really about the rat, he truly made a bigger impact than any of us had ever imagined. I honestly forgot about him. I forgot that he existed. That song was written from the future about me right now, talking about Ratty Healy. And that's just math. That's girl math. I'm just confused. I'm confused. I wouldn't say I love this song, like the production wise. It's not my favorite right out front. If the production was a banger, then I would be obsessed. Do you know what I'm saying? But the production to me is just kind of like, it's just, again, cruising at 10,000 feet, steady altitude. She sang her piece and she sang it. And then she's like, at the very end, she's like, I can fix it in the whole song. And then she's like, whoa, maybe I can't. And I love how she enunciates can't, period. She's like, actually, this bitch is crazy. Bye-bye. That was probably my favorite part of the song. Upward and onward, or onward and upward. Both of them. Just heard loml. Love of my life. Initially, and then she changes it to loss of my life later on. At first I was like, surely the Lord has not done this to me. Surely we are not getting another rat song right after that other rat song. But it appeared that we did. I was in denial until the end when she was like, it was momentary, it was necessary. And now she's like, you're the loss of my life. I'm like, what? What? I mean, this was a very beautiful song. Her voice sounded beautiful. The production was beautiful. The very stripped back production, the nice piano, that was lovely, lovely. The lyrics are what I'm struggling with. Who we're talking about is who I'm struggling with. If it's not about the rat, I truly can't think who it is about. It seems like this person, I'm just gonna refer to it as this person, but really, she was really down bad for them as well. Like, she was really in it. She got out of this other relationship and then she was like, this is who I want. This is who I've been having these secret little thoughts about, and now I'm gonna act on them. And baby girl did act and realized that maybe she can't fix him, and that also maybe he is the loss of her life. I love how loml, we speculated in earlier videos. I speculated, many people speculated that this was gonna be love of my life and maybe then also loss of my life. And she did both and. Get you a girl who can do both. Love you and lose you. Wouldn't say this is in my top. I would say this is middle tier. Probably above the last song, which I don't even remember the name because I'm just absolutely flying by the seat of my pants right now. But I think some of these, obviously I'll have to listen to again and again. Like, Evermore is my favorite Taylor Swift album, and there were certain songs that stuck out immediately on first listen. Champagne Problems was my number one from day one. But I think there are other songs like 'Tis the Damn Season where I listened to it more and more and I was like, I'm obsessed. Willow took a while to grow on me. So I'm wondering which ones are gonna be the growers and the showers of this album. Who's gonna be a shower? Who do I love right away? And who's gonna be a grower? On repeated listens, I become more obsessed. We'll just have to see. Obsessed, 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 and obsessed. I love it. It's a new favorite. That was I Can Only Do It With a Broken Heart, and she really pulled one out from under us. I think a lot of us thought this was gonna be very slow, like just heart-wrenching, ripping our souls out. And it is, but she really played with the production, which I'm obsessed with, because it harkens back to her being on tour and like having to put on all these smiles and be like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm loving this, this is the best day of my life, it's my birthday every day, and yet feeling like death on the inside, which is really what the song sounds like. It's like the production is so upbeat, it's so happy, it's almost like too happy, it's almost like freakishly happy. And then the lyrics are like so devastating. So many lyrics stood out to me. Honey, so we're just gonna have to go back and look. Cause I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it. And I did. Lights, camera, bitch, smile. I feel like Lights, camera, bitch, smile is gonna be the new 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch of whatever, of tours in the future. I love this song. It's heartbreaking. It's so sad and also so impressive. How she really did just go out on tour every day, depressed AF, crying every day, and probably in her hotel room, and then just goes out on stage and she's like, I love it, I'm so happy, this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, and feeling so devastated actually in real life. So truly, applause Taylor. I've given out a lot of applause so far in this video, but like so much applause, like so impressive, so heartbreaking. I'm sorry you had to go through that, girl. We love you. And we love this song. We love this song. Girl, what? What? Literally? I love this song, first of all. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I love this song. I love the lyrics. I love everything about it. But sweet mother above, are we not on another song about the rat? How truly shooketh and off base was I? I mean, when I first heard the song titles, I was like, this is a roast. There's plenty of that. But her songs about Joe so far have been a lot more reflective and melancholy and like deep, and there was so much love there, but like I just couldn't keep doing it. You're losing me. Like I can't keep running down the hall after you. Now you're gonna run down the hall after me. It's just like that was that vibe. But the songs about Maddie are like F everyone. It's like either F everyone, I'm dating him, I don't care, I love him, I can fix him, or it's like F everyone, F me, because why did I think I could fix him? Because this bitch is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow. Her calling Maddie Healy the smallest man that ever lived is iconic, is everything I ever wanted, is stunning, beautiful, perfect, ethereal. Wow. Cathartic. And I love the production. Aaron Dessner does not miss. This was such a unique production. I am obsessed with it. I love the Taylor Swift Aaron Dessner combination. Let's go to the notes, ladies. Some key lyrical highlights for your girl. You didn't measure up in any measure of a man, period. Also, if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal, and I don't miss what we had, but could someone give a message to the smallest man who ever lived? The diss. I love the angry Taylor. I love the dissing Taylor. Also, this bridge is amazing. This bridge was giving champagne problems. This bridge was giving everybody scream it really loud in a stadium and be like, could someone give a message to the smallest little who ever lived? And you know what else was small? Again, I think we all know what else was small. His emotional empathy and some other stuff too. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. So this is 4,000% about Travis. Change my mind, I dare you. I mean, she literally says touchdown, so it's like you're absolutely delusional if you think this isn't about Travis. This is about Travis. I thought, no way in mother effin' are we going to get a Travis song. And never in my mind did I think it would be Alchemy. Alchemy, I thought, was definitely going to be some kind of reflective Joe song because she's always comparing how her love was gold with Joe. Oh, so maybe it's like her love was gold with Joe and now there's alchemy happening, and actually now she realizes like what real love is because she's with Travis, and she recognizes like what healthy, non-codependent like vibes are. Oh. Am I a genius? Am I a savant, y'all? Don't comment down below. I love this song. I love the sexiness of it. Did Jack produce this or did Aaron produce this? Jack produced this. Jack can do a good, sexy, like, delicate vibe when he needs to. This was sexy. This was hot. This was chill. It almost felt like a very steady, like, reassuring kind of production, and the lyrics match that. And I feel like maybe that's how she feels about Travis. It's just like very, you know, steady and sure and like white wine, babies. The lyrics that I really loved, that I was obsessed with, was these blokes warm the benches. She's talking about all those British bitches. She's talking about Harry. She's talking about, sorry to all you Hailers out there. She's talking about Harry. She's talking about Joe. She's talking about Tom Hiddleston. She's talking about Calvin Harris was Scottish, like all the blokes, Maddie Healy. She's like, it's time for the American dream, honey. It's time for me to remember I have an American passport, okay? I love it. This was so good. And how we got the trophy and everything. I need to listen to this song 80 more times. I need to listen to it 400 more times. But I love it on first listen. It's definitely a shower, not a grower. We only have one more song left. I'm so sad. Well, actually, we have a whole nother album, so I'm happy again. Wow, y'all. I just listened to Clara Bow. Congrats on all y'all that picked Clara Bow as one of your favorites. I think I did. I don't remember if I did or not, but I agree with you because that was heartbreaking. That was sad. That was devastating. That was the perfect end to an album. I said again that I thought this album should be much more careful about like the placement of things. And I really do feel like this was an absolutely great album placement. I thought it was a good first song, a good last song. This was a perfect way to wrap up the album for me. It feels very much to me like a reflection about her fame and her time in the limelight. And initially it's probably like her going to meet with these executives and they're like, oh wow, you look like Clara Bow in this light, like you're gonna be the new it girl. And then at the end, that super sad outro is kind of like, oh, in this light you look like Taylor Swift, but you have something that she like never did. Like they're saying this to like whoever the next it girl is. And it's just this beautiful self-reflection moment about like her trying to make it and be famous, but then the price of fame and also how people take you and they hype you up and then they just discard you like immediately. So that was a lot. That was beautiful. That was stunning. Perfect end and very sad and tortured. And I love it.